We need to talk about Anaidon's posts again. Up, everyone! Welcome back to my him theory, part 2, I guess. A lot more has happened, and I know we've seen the screenshot before. I'm just displaying something for temporarily. So a few days have passed, and we've found some things. So if you remember, Anaidon's told everyone to, sort of look back at the first ever SMG4 video that he worked on. And, apparently, it was a little too hard to find. And notes taken for the near future. Better off looking in other places if you're gonna... Basically, all the 2023 episodes that he's worked on, maybe look in some of those. And, when looking back at the first video that Anaidon worked on again, which was Mario Does Internet Tutorials, we found him. We found the bugger. And, just to let you know, he's here. He's in this shot. This screen you're looking at here, he's there. Don't see him? Well, that's because I can understand. But, no, first off, it's not this guy. This is just a random policeman on a toilet in a minefield. But, look at the tree. Look at that tree right there. Do you see anything with this tree? Specifically, right fucking there. Yep, that's him. That is him right there. You see that little white dot right there? That's him. That is him right there. And I know it's very hard to find, but we'll get to some images now because I'm not going to be taking ages to show you everything. So here we are in a more, obvious image with the pointless red image moment right here. And you can see him right there. There he is. Let's go to another image. This one here. See the difference? Look at the tree. See it here? And see this one. He's not there now. He disappears. And this is after Mario looks in this area and then looks away. So it turns into like a blink and you'll miss it moment. Which is also hence why he disappears so quickly. Which is also why he was so fucking hard to find. Because of all that. But we thankfully managed to find him. Also, credit to this guy right here for finding him. I swear to God, if this person didn't point it out, we probably would have never found him. At all. Or at least in this video. So big thank you to this guy. Now, looking at this image further, what I can kind of deduce, after looking at it for a little bit, I thought, you see this little area right here, the little black triangle thing? I know it's really hard to see, but can you kind of see it? You can kind of see, a sort of, face or something like that. Actually, I'll go for this image because it looks a bit clearer, I think. Yeah, it looks. So you see, what I thought was a little face, and this little white dot right here is like a tooth or something, but no. What I think this is that white dot is an eye. I don't say why later, and I think this little bit here, I think he's wearing like a hat. Sort of like the same hat that Anaidon's profile picture is. Like this. Now, obviously, definitely know this is definitely not him, because why would it? It wouldn't be. That would be just giving it away. It's definitely a different character in Anaidon's style, but yeah, so I think he's wearing a hat right here. And that white dot is an eye, which is hence why I call him the Shadow Man. Yeah, that's what I dub him. I dub him the Shadow Man. And again, I'll explain that later, because he's like a full-on black figure sort of thing. Like pure black matter. And as you can see, I posted this on Twitter. I posted it on Twitter mentioning Anaidon, and he posted with this. 2 eyes. 2 scribbly eyes. Now, I would go to Twitter to show you this, but unfortunately I can't, because guess what he did? Guess what Anaidon did? He deleted the tweet. Gone. Just like that. So, unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore. But I took a screenshot of it. I took a screenshot the moment I saw it. Which is... I am so thankful that I did, because otherwise if I would have seen that and not taken a screenshot, I would have come off as crazy to everyone, but I didn't, because I screenshotted it, and now we have this, 2 scribbly eyes, and come on, we can all tell these are eyes, which is also why I tend to call him the Shadow Man, sort of, because, like, come on, what non-shadowy figure would have these kind of eyes? Only shadowy man would have these eyes. And so that's what it was like for a good while. And also this is proof that the tweet was deleted. This is what it looked like afterwards. Kind of disappointing and all of that. So this is what we had. This is what we had for a good while. Just these big ol' eyes. And this... Let me find a good image. This bloke right here. This is all we had. This is all we had. Until later on. And now, moving on for a few days later, we theorists, as what we usually do when we start going crazy, is that we start looking everywhere. We start even looking at the walls of the Gmod maps to see if there's any secret codes that we could decode. And, yeah, he replied with this. I like how some of the theorists have looked so deep to the point where they are trying to translate text that is on the walls of the maps. Guys, they are not text added by me, it's part of the maps themselves. I have not gone that deep yet. He's stalking from afar, that's it. So yeah, all we have to do is just find him. Find him. That's all we have to do. All we have to do is find him. That's it. Nothing else. Ooh. God damn it. We just have to find him in the distance. He is stalking from afar, meaning that we know how to spot him. Find if there's any sort of dark, like black being, just a pure black humanoid thing that appears for like a split second in a blink and you'll miss it moment and is in the background, like the far, far background, like in the Mario's Those Internet Tutorials video. We need to find, and if you find all those 3 things, in another video, tell us instantly, at people like me or Steve M7, please, because then we can discuss it on like things like the No server, so that we can make another video on this kind of stuff. But and then if you reread this bit right here, guys are not added, guys, they are not text added by me. It's part of the maps themselves. I have not gone that deep yet. This sly bugger is saying yet, meaning that we'll have to dig deeper eventually. We've just gone too deep too early. So yeah, yet. That basically means we'll be having to look deeper at some point. But right now is not the time at all. And so obviously later on we have Anyway, back onto Twitter, where Anaidon at some point posted this. He posted this. A picture of a precarious scene. One that we should all know. This, right here, is from the Western Spaghetti movie, which made all of us immediately know what we had to do. We had to go to the scene where this happens, you know, where Tari reveals the glowing blue hole, which I'm presuming is right there. Yeah, basically that scene, we should all know what that is if you've watched the movie. I mean, that we had to find him somewhere. And this absolute lifesaver of a man right here, Steve M7, found him. You can't see him? Well, once again, you have to look. You'll have to look deeper. There he is, right there, with the hat, and with the white eyes, and just the pure blackness. Here is a better zoomed in image of it. This is what he is. This is what his head looks like. And again, he just zips away. Just like that. Now, okay, he's in Western Spaghetti, which means he's somehow gone into the simulation. Somehow. How he do that, I don't know. Maybe he has teleportation abilities. Or he has some connections with Mr. Puzzles and One Shot Red. Or something like that. Something like that. We don't know yet. But going back to this image right here, I want something that eagerly interested me. Is the way this is presented. This isn't like some sort of, this isn't just a way of saying, oh look, he is in this scene, he appears in this scene. No. I think this photo is real. It is a real photo within the SMG4 universe. Because my theory is that the reason why the Shadow Man came here was to take a picture. He came here, took a picture, and then backed out. Because in this scene where he appears, he immediately goes away. He hides behind this rock here. And if you look at the photo, it's in the POV. This is the POV of the Shadow Man. This is what the Shadow Man saw. This is what his POV was. Point of view. And it's just made me come to believe that this is what he did. He took a photo of these two here. For what reason is unknown to me, but I think that's what he did. He took a legitimate photo and backed out. And of course, it's very obvious that he obviously left unharmed, unscathed. And this kind of vision here, this was actually a really weird filter that's been put on here. It's put me off a little bit, because it's made me wonder, why has it got this filter? Because this is definitely a picture, which the obvious answer would be this is just the camera filter, which, very weird filter, I'd say that. Or, this right here, is what the Shadow Man saw. This is what he sees. This is his vision. Which, reason why I say that is because, remember his eyes. They're squiggly black eyes. Not squiggly white eyes. So this would explain the squiggly kind of vision here. It's more like, wavy, you know what I mean. And this is kind of a far-fetched thing, and I don't know why his vision would be so important of how he sees the world, but, still something that can be considered. But other than that, I do generally still think that this is probably just the camera's vision, because otherwise how the hell would there be a picture of it? His eyes aren't cameras, from what we know, unless he can have cameras come out of his eyes or whatever, but we have 3 confirmed sightings of the Shadow Man. And by the way, also, this thing here, the way the Shadow Man looks, it just basically confirms that the previous discovery in the internet tutorials video was basically right. We were right. We were just right. Right off the get-go. It's basically confirmed to be a real sighting. A confirmed sighting, at least. So then we have 3 confirmed sightings. The one in Mario does internet tutorials, Western Spaghetti, and a 3rd one. Because remember when this all started, when all this theorizing started, was in the episode, We Must Kill Mario. When this episode came out, that's when Anaidon pointed out if the SMG4 community found him. And we just have to go back a bit. We just have to go back a little bit. And apparently we have to wait for this thing to load, goddammit. Okay, yeah.
Credit card.
So,
Prison.
going through this image here, just gotta wait for Marty's mod. Here we go. During what thing? Not exactly 1 year ago.
Here's today's menu.
Yep.
More spaghetti.
Yep. There you go. Go through this. Backstory time. Yada yada yada. What Marty did and all, what happened to Mario and all that. Yep. Mario takes the spaghetti and leaves Marty alone. We all know what happens there. You see him? Da 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 da. Oh, that's a bit too dark. There we go. That's him right there. It aligns perfectly with all the other images. It all aligns perfectly. Now, give or take, it's a bit hard to properly see him, but what we now know is that he was in prison. he ended up going to prison. For what reason, I'm not sure, but he was definitely there. And we can just tell this is a Shadow Man because, well, why do you think? All the other images of him align perfectly with the pure black appearance. So this makes sense. And he's also, I know he's not exactly stalking here, nor is he that, like, a far away or something like that, but again, he's kind of hard to notice because he just blends in. Like, if Anaidon never pointed it out, we would have thought this was a random guy. But he's not. He really is not. Now, again, it's just, he just appears here. And this also explains the prison cell image that Anaidon shared. Because, well, it was the hint that he was in prison at one point. And again, why is he in prison? What's his whole goal here? It's also unknown. Once again, we're still kind of early into this. But once again, Anaidon's just showing us where he appears. Alright? He's always just giving us hints on when he appears. So all we can really do now is just log down all of his appearances. We have these 3 episodes. Mario does internet tutorials, Western Spaghetti, and We Must Kill Mario. That's it. That's all we have right now. Until Anaidon gives us another teaser of which episode he's in next, we won't know. And this is basically where this theory has to end, because we don't have enough. We don't have enough info. We just don't. We'll need to wait for more episodes to come out to where he will appear more and more throughout the end of this year. And it looks like September is going to be a big month for us. And I'll see you all later. Ta-ta.